Hi, this is Tim Zerillo, and this video is recorded August 25th, 2010 in Portland, Maine at Zerillo Law, LLC. Today what I'm talking to you about is negligence, causation, and damages. Before I begin, let me just say a brief disclaimer that by watching this video you have not hired me as a lawyer, and this is just for informational purposes. If you have specific questions about your case in Maine, please feel free to contact me and I'll be happy to assist you with it. Well, basically, what we have in a negligence situation is we have a three-step approach. Negligence plus causation equals damages. And you may say to yourself, well, what is negligence? Well, first of all, you have to establish with negligence that there is a duty of care. So an ordinary duty that you might think of as a duty as you're driving a car down the street to be careful of other motorists. That would be a duty of care. Once you have established the duty of care, you need to show a breach of that duty. And a breach of a duty of care equaling negligence simply means that the person who is negligent behaved in a way that a careful and reasonable person would not have behaved, or they failed to do something that a careful and reasonable person would have done. And there you have negligence. Now, once you get to negligence, you have the sometimes more confusing issue of causation. Causation can be very simple in the sense that if I was in an accident and I was rear-ended and I developed a back injury I never had before, it should be fairly easy to prove that the back injury was caused by the accident. However, if I had a prior back injury and was injured again or aggravated the injury, causation gets a little bit more complicated, but can still be proven. I'll give you an example of this. I recently represented a gentleman, a great guy, who was injured while on his motorcycle. He was approaching a stop sign and had the right of way, and a younger motorist came out and T-boned him for some reason, knocked him off his motorcycle, and he hurt his wrist. Well, as a result of hurting his wrist, he had to have a surgery. And when he had the surgery, he developed an infection. And the infection was a bad infection, and he was confined to bed rest and home health care for about 30 days after the time of the surgery. Well, now you may say to yourself, what are the caused damages? Surely the fact that the younger individual hit him and he hurt his wrist, that was caused by the accident. That's the easy one, right? Well, what about the infection? Well, a wrist surgery as a result of that accident is reasonably foreseeable, as is an infection from a surgery. As a result, he gets to collect for the infection from the surgery as well as the wrist injury itself. So that's something to consider as you go forward. This idea of reasonable foreseeability of causation and the idea of whether or not the damages were a substantial factor, or the negligence was a substantial factor in the damages that were caused. Which brings us to damages. And damages are when it gets more fun, because now we're talking about what can you recover as a result of the negligence and the causation. And so when you get to damages, we're talking about recovery for pain and suffering, lost wages, medical expenses, if you have a permanent impairment, for a permanent impairment going forward for the rest of your life. There are a variety of different types of damages that can flow from a negligence claim, such as loss of consortium. Now the bottom line, and other damages, the bottom line is if you've been injured and it wasn't your fault, then you should give me a call. I'm more than happy to help you and tell you whether or not you have an action at all, or whether it's something that we would be willing to pursue. But I'm always happy to talk to people, or any of the attorneys or staff at my office is happy to talk to you. You can call us at 207-347-6063, 207-347-6063, or you're more than welcome to visit us on our website, which we hope is useful and informative to you, which is www.getzerill.com. That's www.getzerillo.com. And you can also email me personally if you'd like, tim@getzerillo.com. I hope this has been a useful video for you, and I look forward to talking to you all soon. Be safe.